doing? Video number 3. I wasn't too sure which way to go on this one, whether it was going to be how to pack and unpack mods, um, and then the other one was, and I didn't know what I was going to do, the one I'm actually going to do now, which is adjust the tier loop around your map, because a lot of people ask this question. So I thought I'd go down that route. So for this one, before we get started, you're going to need to go to the website link below, and I stress that once I get validated so I can actually post links, I definitely will. In the meantime, all I can do is kind of drop the Discord link, so you're generally gonna have to bear with me. I'll leave it on the screen for a bit longer in case you need it. I'm hoping to be validated tomorrow, so hopefully this part of the video will be irrelevant by then. But we're gonna go to this channel here. And once you're here, it's just this one right here, Dayz Central Economy. You click on that, just click on the code, and download zip. And then obviously that's doing what it needs to do. And while that is doing what it needs to do, you need to go get Dayz tools. If you haven't already got this, which some, again, I know we do different tiers of people and knowledge. So for this one, if you just go to your library, and when you're in your library, see it normally says games on here. So just go on your games and then untick software. Because if you've got Dayz, you'll have access to this anyway. And then just down here, Dayz tools. Click on that, install it. And then once you've finished with that delight, you'll have this here. Go ahead and open this. I think it's already mounted, but we'll have a look. So mine's already mounted. Look here, yours will say mount P drive. You always need to do that. I have mine in my settings and I have it set, so it always does it. And as soon as I start up Dayz tools, it'll automatically mount the P drive. Now, this is the first video covering Dayz tools, but trust me, there will be many, many more. Right, so once we're in here, I'm going to leave it there because first thing we need to do is go to download, see if it's finished yet. Yes, it is. So we're going to extract all. Bit annoying this one as well, and where to place the folder for what it likes to read. But we'll find it. We always do. So drag it onto my desktop. It's just there. Your folder, your desktop is about to get full of files and folders. It's very annoying. So now all we're going to do is go back to Dayz tools and click on Economy Editor. Brings up this beautiful thing. But Jimmy, before we go any further, we'll do it with vanilla first, and then we'll add on and do about how to add tiers at the end if you want to customize it, which a lot of people don't advise, and I wholeheartedly agree with that. I think it's a bad idea. And now I've done that, I realise I should have left it in my downloads. That's great. So what we're going to do is we're going to move it back to download just to make life a little bit easier. Back to tools, economy editor, file, load. We'll go to load, go to you, and then open downloads. And then in download, you'll see Central Economy Master. Open that. And the one we're looking for is this one here. CE tool, Central Economy tool. Obviously for whatever map you're using. If you are using obviously custom maps, you will have to get them off the map creator. You normally get them in the mission files, enough to use that way. When you open this, you get your layers. In this instance, we're just going to use this one. Now, I would recommend copying this one and pasting it. For the sake of what we're doing, you can always download it again. So it doesn't really matter if you boo-boo something up. And all we're going to do is just press open. Let this do what it's doing over here. Just going to load the map up and all the other goodies for us. And then as you can see, we're finally in. It's all loaded. And if you hold Control and scroll your mouse wheel, that'll let you scroll in now. If you want to move the map, just click somewhere with the right mouse button. Space bar even. And then we'll move it along so you can check everywhere you go. So at the minute it's showing you zombies, and that's just because the R clicked on this side. So when you first come in, if you just go down here, close all these, untick army, I'll get rid of them. And then if we hold control and zoom out again, that's fine. And then we'll look on this side and see what's ticked. Industrial. So if we click, these are your different tiers that you've got that it's detected. So if you scroll up, you got them here. Well, if you want to see them, just click on them as we go. But obviously, if you give them a little tick, then you can see all four. So obviously, it's showing you that Saskia Island down there. It's 2. We've got all around the coast, which is tier 1, including a bit of overlay into the water, just in case any overlap. Then you've got tier 2, which is obviously prison, going up. And I'm guessing that blue bit we've just seen there is Pav military. I'm wrong. Obviously Green Mountain. Why would it be anything else? Pav military is just over. It's contaminated zone anyway, so it comes under its own flag. If that was ticked, it's not. And obviously you got a little bit of 3, a little bit of 2, around in Cherno. And obviously Northwest Airfield, the rest of them up there. And then we have a couple of tier 4s, which I've always found are random, but that's Dayz for you. So now all you're doing now is, depending on what you want to change, you can change the zombies in here. If you want to do them officially, rather than just trying to work out the coordinates and everything else. And bears. So obviously the one that I normally change, just to spread them about a little bit and add more to them, is protected, which is your NBCs. So you get some more with the boat, and you get some down at Pavlovo. Also, you do get more on the map, but these are the ones that are hardcore built in. And then obviously, if you want to change these, just click on them there. Obviously, once you, instead of just clicking on the box, if you actually click on them, you'll notice that you get more options. You get the fingers and the plus, so you can add more to them. I'll be honest with you, adding them doesn't always go right. This thing is great for doing the basics, but if you want to delve into it deep, it's not the best. A lot of it is best doing inside the server. But obviously now we have clicked on it, if we will control and scroll in a little bit, saved if these are a bit too close, you just click on your little finger, and then you say, I don't know, I want it somewhere else. So I want them in Tizzy. I want them constantly in Tizzy. For whatever reason, if you had your own gas zone up there and you want to keep them up there, Kamensk, which is somewhere around there, add them there. A part of Northwest Airfield that you've done your own little build to and you want some in there, without using obviously mods like spawner backer and stuff like that. It is just a way to do vanilla. Obviously it's not needed if you don't want to. And then going back to the tiers, obviously all the tiers are ticked, so the best way to change all these is, if you wanted to, don't worry about the fact that some zombies are picked up, we're not going to be changing them. Change tiers, you'd go onto, I'm just going to tick them to say that we're doing them all at the minute. I'll probably just untick them, just to make sure that we don't confuse anyone. So we're going to go into paint mode, which is just down here. Click on that, and then all this changes, and this is your, obviously that is your zombies still, because they are ticked, they're your police. So what we're looking at is down here. At the minute, you've got that little tiny circle. Move it all the way up to be the biggest, if that's what you want. You might only want to put little areas in by zooming in, and just using little tiny dots. World's your oyster when it comes to this one. So at the minute, because we have tier 4 highlighted, that's what we've actually got in our brush. You can tell it's nearly the same colour. So if you want to see where they all are, and then make sure you clicked on that one. See, got there to say that that's the one we have got. So if we, I don't know, say if you want to build a big wall around Northwest, or say even the top part of Northwest, the little part, move the brush size down a bit, and we're just going to put a little bit over there. Obviously it's not yet, but it will if we save and exit that and move that to tier 4. Say if you want the fence off Northeast Airfield, Krasno, just grab it. And obviously I'm doing it thick and fast here, but obviously you can always zoom in and be very accurate on where you want it if you were fussy on exactly where you want it, like most of us are, to be honest. You could change Saskia Island to be your own little den if you wanted to on tier 4. If you want to use tier 3, just click one of the other flags. And then now, because the colour occupancy has changed down here to make sure you're doing the right thing. And it has ticked tier 3, so it lets you know what you're doing. So then we just, if you highlight it over the top of that, all that would do is add that so it's tier 2 and 4, or 3, sorry. But say if you want to only tier 3 to get rid of the tier 2 and the rubbish stuff. So what I do then is right click with your mouse and that starts erasing. Well, see, the only thing it's going to erase is that tier. So say if we went, we don't want that actually. So we'd go back to tier 4 and make sure that we're on tier 4 and we get rid of it just by holding my right mouse button down. And it doesn't even matter if you go crazy like that because there's only that little bit of tier 4 here to get rid of it. Same with, obviously that's tier 2 down the bottom, so if we click tier 2, we can go as big as we want and do it in a couple of moves because that's tier 1, so it doesn't make a difference. And then we're going to change it to tier 3, so we click tier 3 after we've removed it and just give it a big blob. And then now obviously I'll show you how we come out in a minute and change that as well. And then that's just how we mess around with the different tiers that we've got access to. We're going a little bit more because I think Prison Island's a good place for people to mess around with, put a couple of builds on, make it a bit hard to get around there. So we'll change the brush size down, get rid of tier 2, one wipe. And then all we have to do now is we'll make a tier 4 because we'll make it harder to get there, put a bit of gas on it, make it impossible to get to. Put some sharks in the water. We all know that customizing is as much as we want it to be now. So now obviously that would be tier 4. So I've made many changes if we change this one. It's just going to be tier 4 down here, tier 3 in there, and obviously we've had a little bit of tier 4 up there, and tier 3. The good thing about that is going to be tier 3 and tier 4. So there's going to be a chance to spawn the better gear if you want to make it a bit stricter. Like I say, the full world's your oyster if you wanted a fully on PvP map or you wanted to revert a map and make it so you work from here as a spawnee and you come down here for the good stuff. All you do then is just delete the full, wipe the full map, delete all of it. Add your teas as you go. We've got time. So yeah, you just, obviously you'd have to click on all your teas one at a time to do it, to remove them all. Let's do it that way. But anyway, so we don't get sidetracked. But the changes that you've made, all you need to do now is we'll just save. Sorry, file. Save and export all is the one you want. So we press that. Now we can overwrite that if you want, but again, if you don't want to go re-download it and change it whatever your map was going to be. So ADIP, XML, and then we'll save. So obviously it's down here. It does take a while, depending on how much your PC will struggle with it. One of the files is particularly big. And this again, in future reference, this is where FileZilla is going to come in handy for one of the files in particular, which is quite big. When it finally completes, start getting FileZilla on the go. Save done. So it's all done. So all I've done there is open FileZilla. Went to the server that I'm actually playing around with at the minute for these video purposes. Go to your MP missions. Obviously I'm using my own private one, which is in the video, the first video. And then what we're going to be looking for here is area flags.map. That's, for me, I'm going to take that out because that's a vanilla, that's mine, that's already customized. So I'm going to download that. Obviously I know where that goes, so that's not too bad. But also, if you're not too sure where they go, you can search for them. Or, you can literally just drag them out and place them where you want them. So you can always find them. And there you go, it's just there, look. And then going back to this though, what we're going to do now is we're going to be backing out downloads regardless because now we've done that. What we're going to do is we're going to delete that. Obviously your server should be stopped for all this. My server's still stopped because obviously I'm continuing making these videos. So what we're going to do is while we're in here, we're going to delete that. Sorry, I paused there because I wanted to make sure I was on the code of my test server, not my actual live server. I think I'd have a lot of angry people if that was the case. Now what we're going to do is going to go into here. If that's the file we've just been editing, go in here, open that, and we've got a CE tool, channels plus the one we're editing, and now we've got this lovely folder here. So there's our XML that we had, and then we've got that lovely folder here, which is the map. So we'll go in here, there it is there. So all we need to do, again, copy and paste is your best friend on here. It doesn't matter if you know exactly what it is or whether you think you know what it is. Just a control and paste just to make sure you've done everything the way it should be. Just makes everyone's life easier. So now we've got that. All we're going to do is drag that into there. Again, it'll take a while because it's a big file. Because that's telling literally the map where everything is, where you want the full lot. You can change the animals, where the apples go, the apple tree, everything else, and then it's done. So now on your server is you've got all the chains that you've just made. So when the loop starts cycling again, but though for this is why I do these as you first open your server. You should have no one play on it yet because you've not finished it. So literally as you're building it and as you're going, you can do an economy wipe and just fully wipe your server before you launch it, and then that'll make sure that whatever you want in whatever area is already there before you open, which just makes it so much easier because you're not doing it while people are playing on it. And that's it for this one. I'll cut this one here, and then what I'll do is on the next video, I'll do the one about adding new tiers. Say if you create a new area, and then how we go on that. So hopefully I'll see you on the next one. Thank you.